me wanna holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Yeah. We need them. We need those strategies for living. So are you ready?
No. Are you ready?
Hey, David, have you ever? There was a movie, David, and it was William Holden and some kid, and one of the most profound lines in a movie I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It was this: "Remember, kid, today is not a dress rehearsal for tomorrow."
Hey, folks, welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan, and these two people in the room putting up with me are both psychotherapists. There's psychotherapist LPC Lauren Leon McMillan, and there's psychotherapist PLPC Jay Merle. And it's just a doggone good thing that I've got a couple of psychotherapists in the room with me, because all of a sudden I have this sense of deja vu.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
It's weird. We could even have a whole show on deja vu.
We probably could. But let me ask both of you a question. When did you take your first psychology course?
Third grade. I'm lying.
You're cheating. You've warmed up for this.
I actually did it in high school, but I didn't do it at high school.
You did
I
it for
took
college
extra,
credit.
Yeah.
I did it in college, probably sophomore year.
I took it Jesuit High School. Coach Tony Sudisco taught psychology. And
I can see that.
he was good at it. He was a coach, he was football coach, athletic
Played pro
director, and
ball.
all that. Played pro ball, was fantastic. But he was, probably from his pro football days and before, he learned a lot of psychology. Probably when he was in college, where he made All-American. Did he go to Tulane?
He went to Tulane.
Yeah. And so he was All-American at Tulane, and then I think he was All-Pro in the old American Football League.
I don't recall that. I just know he was a really big guy.
He was.
And you didn't mess with Coach
No, you didn't.
Maybe that was the psychology of it.
Yeah.
all.
That was it. But he did a good job in psychology, and that's kind of where
Did that bite you then?
it bit me.
It was that early.
It bit me.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk today about some lessons that we should all learn from psychology. None of these are complicated. I mean, they're not graduate level,
No.
but they're life level.
Yeah, and they're practical. I think.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about them today here on Strategies for Living. Thanks for joining us, and we appreciate our sponsors, the Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, SRT Sales Training, Uprising, Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. Back in a moment. Lessons from psychology we should all learn today here on Strategies for Living.
Lauren, Jay, and David will find our way to help you out most every day. They help us think healthy and make us smile too. They bring out the strategies just for you. Strategies for Living Radio. Strategies for Living Radio.
And welcome into this little place we call Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, Jay Merle, David McMillan. And we are going to attempt to, some of us need this more than others. We're going to attempt to take some psychology, which is part of whether you are graduate level, as these folks are in the room, or whether you've just taken a psychology course or two through or if you
none.
haven't taken any.
I may be biased, but I really do think each one of us needs to know a little bit about what we might label psychology, because it is the study of the mind and the soul.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like if you were to operate a car or a vehicle, you would want to know a little bit about. You don't have to know every intricate detail.
No,
but you want to know enough to be able to handle it, to operate it well.
If you want to get your driver's license as a kid before you turn 18, in the state of Louisiana, you have to take driver's ed.
Yeah, and it's just enough so that you can operate it safely. And
they're not teaching you. They're not teaching you how to take apart the car.
No, but many of us don't even understand enough about the mind and the body and the spirit to operate it safely.
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's interesting, Jay and Lauren points this out, that psychology, psyche, means the soul, really, the mind or the soul.
It really means soul, yeah.
So the ology is the study of.
Yeah.
And so study of the soul, and that, before we even dive into all of that, that really tells us the importance of, and of course, we're all three biased about psychology here around this table. And yet, I think it's important that we are. One of the neat things about living in today's times, and I know some people, bemoan the internet and Google and, social media and all of that. And yet there's so much, any of us that want to learn more.
Yeah, you can know anything.
It's at your fingertips.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And
you could know everything
Yeah.
that was ever to be known, 200 years ago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you can't know a small fraction of everything there is to know.
Yeah.
And you can get your hands on it a lot quicker, but you still can't know it.
Right.
Right.
That's
right.
one of the beautiful paradoxes of learning, right? The more you know you don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what separates, the masters, if you will.
And that's why, David, you and I say life is a limitless information experience.
Right.
I mean, it's both literally information as a compound word,
but
it's also
formation.
information.
Yeah.
I get it. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal it.
Okay, you can have it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let's jump in here. These are psychology lessons that we really, if we understand our mind, we are going to improve our life. Mm-hmm. And so the first lesson, and all of these are like this first one, they're so simple, and yet they're complex in their simplicity. Mm-hmm. So let me throw the first one out. You can't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
What can you control, David?
You can control only, really, your internal reaction and response, your mind, which is your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and your behaviors. And Lauren's over there about to tell me, not always.
Not always can. Yeah, no, you can't always control your thoughts. I mean, because thoughts just are. Right. But you can decide, you can choose which ones to focus on, which ones to act upon.
Right.
The same is true with feelings, right? I mean, we certainly can't control our physical reactions and responses, but we can decide what thoughts to attach to them, and then therefore the emotional experience that comes with that.
An inordinate amount of us, all of us, spend a great deal of our energy reacting to whatever events and people and things that are going on around us.
Which is truly just giving away your control.
Let me say this about that as having a little experience with this subject.
Yeah.
Usually doesn't work out well.
No.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, fire, ready, aim. No bueno.
There you go. There you go. And all of us have the ability. You don't have to go get a degree in psychology to learn enough about yourself to live life creatively as opposed to reactively.
Learn to pause.
Yeah.
That's the most.
That's it. That's it, Jay.
Yeah.
And as you pause, you can even gain more power.
Yeah.
If as you pause, to be curious, to get curious about, okay, well, I know I can't control anything out there. I can only control me. But now let me get curious about what's going on inside of me.
Right. Let me add this to it. People in a conversation or in groups, the guy that reacts or the person that reacts and fires right back, are they considered less than or more than the person that pauses, contemplates, and only says something when it doesn't make everybody?
Well,
I wouldn't choose less than or more than. I would say that the person who reacts is automatically giving their power away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That's better. You've reframed that so well. No, you have.
Well, and I mean, that's why I want to point out in this control factor, yes, the only thing we can control is within us, but I want to wrap that control in compassionate curiosity.
There you go. There you go.
For self. Right. And so it's it's the difference between control being this. I mean, I always think of how much water can you hold with a grasped fist, a clasped fist, right?
Yeah.
Not much.
Not much.
And that's control, right?
Yeah.
So it's a balance. It's being able to, open your hand and have it cupped open so you can allow some water, but then you can also control how much you receive and pour out.
Years ago, I had a guest here on the show that asked the audience to do a simple exercise, and he said, "Take a pencil and wrap your fist around the pencil. Now, grasp it harder, and even harder, and harder still." And he pointed out, he said, "You're probably feeling this. There comes a point." The more you grab, the tighter you grab that pencil, you are no longer aware of the pencil in your hand. You're no longer really feeling the pencil. You're feeling your fist and tightness around the pencil. He said, now just simply open your hand and drop it. And what does that feel like? It's a very powerful, it's such a simple lesson, and yet such a powerful lesson. How many of our thoughts, and we're about to talk about feelings, how many of our thoughts and feelings and beliefs and stories do we hold so tightly to that we're not even aware that they're really passed on to us from someplace else?
And another way that we unconsciously do that grasping is actually through resisting.
Yeah.
When we resist, we're still grasping.
You mean what you resist persists?
That's it.
Yeah. All right, the second thing we want to talk about are thoughts. Well, in fact, before break, I want to talk about thoughts and about feelings. And let's kind of group these together.
All right.
You can't control everything. And then thoughts are not facts and feelings are temporary. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about the thoughts first, because some people may be saying right now, what do you mean my thoughts aren't facts?
Or even, what do you mean my thoughts aren't me? You know, I think that's an important first step here, is to recognize you are not your thoughts. Yeah, we have thoughts.
We have thoughts. Well, we could even say thoughts have us.
Right, as the receiver.
And again, you've got to contemplate that a little bit. You've got to be willing to sit with that and experience it.
Well, and here's the deal. If you can get to a place where you can watch the thoughts go by, if you can observe something, you are not the thing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And once I see that, once an individual sees, oh, I'm not my thoughts, I'm the chooser of my thoughts, because certain thoughts, we are important for us to put our arms and, heads around. Mm-hmm. And others really, truly don't serve us, and we would be better to let those go and just to let them flow through. Now, with feelings, it's feelings are temporary. Every single one of them.
This too shall pass.
Standing at the ocean, which a lot of us probably did this summer, seeing the waves, big and small, come in, go out, come in, go out.
Or you could,
it's a constant.
Right. Or you could, think of them as the clouds in the sky, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes there's a pretty hefty storm that comes down, but we know that they'll pass.
Yeah.
Right. And physiologically, they've studied that emotions, if you allow yourself to really feel them, 90 seconds. That's how long it takes for an emotion to pass through if you allow.
Wow.
But feelings drive behavior. And sometimes your feelings can drive behavior that you'd like to take back.
Well,
Yeah.
And so
I would say more often than not, Jay, for the vast majority of us, feelings
but it doesn't have
drive
to.
our behavior.
I know it doesn't
they
have
don't
to.
have to.
Yeah.
but what
Yeah.
causes behavior?
Let's
go upstream from behavior. What causes us to behave in a certain way?
A combination of thinking certain things,
Thinking and
feeling certain things based on events that have happened to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And it also depends if you've got a consciousness involved or not. If you're conscious and aware of the thoughts and the feelings, or if you're unconscious, then more often than not, that process is going to be driven more unconsciously.
And
right?
I mean, we could turn that into one of these lessons, really in and of itself. We're talking today about lessons from psychology that we all need to understand, no matter how, if you've never had a psychology course, you still need to get
If
this
you've got a mind and a soul.
And you do.
It's important.
We're talking about it today here on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Tune in daily, find the light. Healthy mind and spirits bright. Strategies for living strong. Feel the vibe, it won't go wrong. Body moves and soul align. Catch the rhythm, feel the time. Radio rehab every day. Chase those clouds of gray away. Your daily dose of radio rehab. Lift you up when skies seem drab. Mind and body, spirits free. Living life in harmony.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Yes, the esteemed psychotherapist Jay Merle is back with us.
Oh my goodness.
In the house.
In the house.
Present and accounted for.
As is psychotherapist Lauren Leon McMillan. I'm David
when
McMillan.
did I show up?
When did you?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Folks, welcome back into Strategies for Living. We're talking today about psychology lessons. They're simple, but they're lessons that we really all need to wrap our minds around
Simple,
and understand.
Not easy to implement. Right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen, sister. Okay, so I'm going to, we've talked about you can't control everything. Thoughts aren't facts. Feelings aren't facts. I'm going to just quickly do the next one because I want to move on to the next few. But people see the world differently.
Oh, yeah.
And
Pretty much.
When we really understand that, when we truly get it, our ego mind, our ego self would have us believe that, however I see the world, other people need to see it the same way.
The truth is there's, as many people as there are on the earth, that's how many perspectives there are of reality.
Yes.
Right? And I mean, just the simple idea that I remind myself of is that everything is truly just frequency. Right? And the way that our biology, the way our eyes and then brains interpret those waves is, and then, what we filter that through our thoughts and our feelings, our body. I mean, it completely changes the experience.
This very radio station that you're listening on is frequency, energy, frequency.
Yep.
But wherever you, and I guarantee you, it's 50,000 watts. It's a blowtorch.
Blowtorch watts. Coming your way.
And it's in your vicinity, whether you realize it or not. You're going to realize it if you have a a radio set.
You have to have something that will tune
to help
into
it tune in.
Yeah.
That's what our body is.
Yeah, well, that's what our thoughts and our perspectives become, right?
Amen.
I mean,
Amen.
it becomes a dial to be able to tune in to those frequencies of the world.
And so more often than not, if we truly understand the psychology lesson here, people see things differently. People see the world differently. Then instead of fighting and resisting, we're going to really change our focus into tuning in. Curiosity. Okay, well, let me see how this person is seeing the world so they could get to wherever they happen to be, and especially if it's different from how I see the world.
You better learn how to do that if you're going to do this work and help people.
Absolutely. Okay, another one is small habits create big change. You know, more often than not, we think when we want to make any particular change in our life that it's going to be massive. I'm going to share something that I've talked about here recently. I've lost a lot of weight recently, and I needed to.
Yeah.
A whole sixth grader.
And I've lost a sixth grader, 67 pounds so far. And I, still want to lose just a little bit more. But, before, when my doctor had that dreaded conversation, I thought, how am I going to do this? This is going to be hard.
No, yeah.
It's not. It wasn't. It isn't. Now, I had to do some things differently. And Lauren had to hide the sugar bowl from me.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that this lesson is small habits, and you call me a nun.
Yeah.
So,
folks, she's Attila the nun. I mean, when I had to go to the hospital recently, and I married this beautiful, quiet Italian girl. When we came in from the hospital, she became Attila the nun.
Get you someone who can do both, right?
Yeah, well, and I can appreciate that, Jay.
I know you can.
I can appreciate that.
And the qualifier should have been Italian girl.
Yeah.
They can get it
Jay.
done, okay?
I should have known.
Don't mess with mama.
I should have known. All right, self-talk shapes our lives. Self-talk shapes our lives. So many of us, guys, would never talk to somebody else the way we talk to ourselves.
We can be mean.
Yeah, mean, even beyond mean.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
What do you say when you talk to yourself?
Yeah, and so get curious about your own self-talk. Are you saying, "Oh, you idiot,"
or worse?
Yeah. Are you saying, "Well, I made a mistake. I can choose to have some compassion for myself."
Self-talk is so huge.
It's massive.
Well, and there's good neuroscience behind it. I mean, when the brain scans show that when we encounter criticism, whether it's from outside of us or within ourselves, our body responds the same way, which is to ignite the fight or flight and freeze response, to dump cortisol. I mean,
into our system,
right? Which just causes us to become stressed. So if you are engaged in criticism in your self-talk, you're just fueling your own stress.
Right. Absolutely. Another one: comparison steals happiness. Again, this is the ego mind in full operation. I like to call it the EMOS because it reminds me that the ego mind, EM, and the OS is the operating system.
Right.
And so that's just my way of reminding myself that my ego mind is what runs this whole thing until and unless I can recognize it's there, begin to observe it. Now I have control rather than the ego having control. And that can be massively different. Those two things can look massively different. You work with people recovering from addiction,
right,
who have just come from allowing, some of them have allowed their ego self to run their lives for long 20,
time.
30 years.
Yeah. Some are started when they were 12 and now they're 50.
But there comes a point where, in recovery, they say, you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so that's the first step. That's the essentially to say, okay, I'm powerless over this.
Life's unmanageable.
Yeah. And I'm ready to do something different. And again, that's part of what we're talking about today. These lessons in psychology, none of them are earth-shattering.
No.
None of them are such that you can't wrap your mind and think about them.
But it goes back to one of the previous lessons, which is that small habits build up, right?
Right.
And so each one of these is to be done well, to be implemented, needs to be a practice.
Yeah. Yep.
In a process. It's not none of these are things that you do once and they're done, or that you can just do a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, they are lifetime skills and shifts, and you continually evolve, hopefully.
Yeah. I recently had a young man that I was working with who, and he's a grown man. He's in his 50s. And he was talking about, my own mother, and I'll let you fill in the blank, but he and his mom had gotten into a disagreement. Mm-hmm. And, he had some things to say about himself, beating himself up. Mm-hmm. And he's, pointing to, look, my own mother. And, I kind of stopped and called a timeout and asked him to consider that, okay, you're different from your mom. Mm-hmm. Your mom is different from you. And,
and as much as we would like them to be, parents aren't perfect.
No,
right?
And they never will be.
When we come into the world thinking, our parents are our first connection with God, with all that is.
Yeah, sure.
And so, and with love, right?
Yeah.
And so when we, how we experience our caregivers and adults around us, especially in those first 7 years, becomes like we say often, it becomes the pattern of our lives.
It becomes the template.
Yeah.
And it does until we're willing to step back and do some simple examination and questioning.
And the work there of my own mother is to be able to take that inside.
Yeah.
Right. And to realize that, for him, the little boy or the little girl is still inside of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And to recognize that we're the adult now. We're the mother.
We're grown.
Both the mother and the father.
Yeah. There you go. Here's another. Boundaries are self-respect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That's Because I work with some people that boundaries, what are those? Are they going to change anything? And then they try a couple and they go, wow.
Yeah.
This is so cool. I got control of my life.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
Or
you
yes.
need to learn how to say no.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, it could also, it's not just no, it could be yes too.
Yes.
But it's okay to say no or to say yes, even if it's opposed to that, maybe that early teaching.
Because
especially.
I've seen it in family structures, got a 60-plus-year-old woman who's got two sisters and a mama, and she felt totally walked on. And guess what? She was.
Yeah.
And she learned, this is pretty recent. She said, golly, I've learned how to say no, and I feel so liberated.
Yeah.
And everybody's kind of surprised. They don't like it much because they're used to hearing, okay, whatever you want.
Right. They have her in a role.
They do.
Role.
They totally do.
And the people who benefited from you not having boundaries are going to be upset or disappointed.
Yes, they are.
When you start putting
And it could
down.
get ugly. But guess what?
You're
This
worth
particular person's handling it just fine.
Yeah, there you go.
It's all good.
Talking about lessons from psychology that we all need to learn, know, and understand. That's today here on Strategies for Living. We've got more. And we want you to stay with us. We're coming back.
We all have problems every day. We all need help along the way. We need strategies Strategies for living radio.
And welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living Radio. Jay Merrill's here with us.
Hey.
Lauren Leon McMillan is here with us. I'm David McMillan, and thanks for being with us today here on Strategies. And as we consider, very simple psychology lessons that will benefit every single one of us. And, you two are trained professionals.
As are you.
And me too. But it doesn't matter how much training we have.
No.
What is first and foremost in all of our lives is we're human.
Mm-hmm.
And that overrides everything.
Yes, it does.
So, and I guess that in and of itself is another lesson, if you will, because we need to keep in front of us and remind ourselves of, what are we here for? Probably to be a curious student.
Yeah, and to connect with each other, to reach out and see the humanity in all of us and to connect through that.
Yeah.
To seek truth. How about that?
I like that.
Sure.
Truth for its own sake.
I like it. All right. So more psychology lessons that, we need to know and understand. All of these lessons are small, but all of these lessons can have a massive impact in your life. This is a biggie. I mean, not that they aren't all, but this one's a biggie. Your past does not define your future.
Better not.
No. Some of us really underscore that. Yeah. Here's the deal. And I would even add to this one, your past does not define your present or your future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because in any moment in time, Jay, we see this so clearly in addiction work. At any moment in time, a person can reach that point where we talked about earlier. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they can decide to change their mind.
Yes, they can be willing to, something occurs, I call it the just right ass whipping, that causes them to go, this ain't working.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
My life's unmanageable. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing when people really get that.
It is.
It's hard fought and hard won.
It is. And, and I love that you call it the just perfect ass whipping. The truth of the matter is when we look at our lives, we've probably had a number of ass whippings.
Yeah,
before
they
that.
just weren't perfect.
They just weren't perfect. But
they weren't the one. They didn't stick.
You get that one.
You get the perfect one. Okay,
things
here we
change.
go.
Yeah.
So anyway, the past does not define the future. You can learn, you can grow, you can change. And today, right now, not just today, but right now is a new chance.
Yeah.
Every moment.
And I think so many people have one of the big problems here is that in order to move through, you have to recognize that healing doesn't mean that you're erasing the past.
No.
Right.
And forgiving doesn't mean that you're forgetting, right?
No.
In fact, it's quite the contrary. It's actually at its best, healing is integrating, being able to take,
you can embrace it and then
being able to
decide
bring
differently.
it into yourself.
It's okay to look back, just don't stare.
There you go. I like it.
And the process does often include some grieving.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Sure.
we're going to have we're going to have to let go of the people, places, things, ideas that we once clung to.
Grief is that way, that process that we all move through, every single one of us, to
It helps make
accept
space.
our new normal.
Yeah, and it makes space for what's better.
Yeah. All right. Another lesson is rest. Has to do with rest. Rest is productive.
Yes.
Your brain needs breaks. All of our brains need breaks. So proper rest helps you recharge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously that's, there's nothing you could do, very little you could do more important than to make sure you're getting good, healthy sleep, because that restores us. But also, it's important to give ourselves breaks during the day.
Well, and I would argue that it's not just physical rest, right?
Right.
We need different types of rest too. We need spiritual rest. We
Yep.
need mental rest. We need emotional rest.
There you go. Yep.
We need social rest, right?
Sounds good.
You're kind of mentioning, you know, what you're saying now is kind of leading to this next one.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
Well, yeah, there you go. Connection is essential.
Yeah.
Humans need support, and we need belonging.
Yes, we do. I fought with this one.
Yeah, I know.
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was a time where you thought you were an island, or leave me on my island,
I
let me
hated
alone.
that song, "No Man Is an Island."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
take me off.
But you know, but you paid attention to your ticked off.
I did because it was a message clearly, right?
Yeah.
It's that again. It's that loud alarm on the dashboard, right? Okay, there's something here. If it carries this much energy, right?
This one is not on the list, but Jay's going to let me add it.
Okay.
And that is when something really makes you angry. I mean, extreme. I'm talking pissed off.
Yes, sir.
That is something you need to pay attention to, because that is something that's a message coming from the inside of you that you really have the opportunity to look at.
Yeah.
That's an indicator of, well, there may be some things I need to,
I would add fear
grow.
to that
A little
one too.
self-work.
Yeah.
Any
Absolutely.
big anger or big fear.
Yeah.
Both of those.
I would agree. I would agree.
Are big alarm buttons, if you will.
So the last one we're going to talk about is focus on progress, not perfection.
How did I know that's what you were going to say?
You know, again,
Progress, not perfection.
progress, not yeah. So many times, and with so many people through the years, you know, it's like it's normal. You take a few steps forward and then you slide backwards, and then you go forward again and you slide backwards. And we have this tendency to just beat the living daylights out of ourselves.
Perfectionism is a prescription for being totally miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's not achievable.
No, there is no such thing. Yeah, not in this world. Maybe the good Lord, you know, but he ain't in this world.
No.
You know, God's someplace else that, you know, maybe within us.
Just do the next right thing is you have the right to do it.
Yeah.
Accept the results. Forget fair, because that's in October. And just be a good man, be a good woman, do the next right thing.
Yeah.
And do what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to quote this Star Wars character: do or do not. There is no try.
That's it.
Huh?
It is.
How about that?
Yoda's
Yoda.
pretty smart.
Get around to it.
Lots of lessons floating out there. And some of these psychology lessons that we've talked about today, no, none of them in and of themselves is massive or big. But man, you talk about some big impact in your life. They've got the potential, especially when you put a few of them together. Ooh. Talking about that today here on Strategies for Living with Jay and with Lauren. We'll be back. I want you
got
to.
Jay on the saxophone.
I love this ending.
I want people to.
I'm dancing.
That's it. I want people to picture Jay Merle, and man, he's jiving over there.
Doing the hula.
That's what I was thinking.
Welcome back.
You need a skirt, Jay.
Yeah, we'll bring one for you next time. Welcome back into Strategies for a Living. Jay Merle, Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, talking today about some very simple psychology lessons that we all need to learn. Jay, Lauren, y'all's takeaway from our conversation today. What do you think?
I think what stands out for me is, you know, we may not be able to control everything that happens around us, including random music that may pop into our ears.
Yeah, exactly.
But we can learn to respond with greater awareness. And I'm aware of that. And flexibility.
Yeah.
And, if any one of these things, if we picked out, could make a huge difference if we began to implement small shifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
My takeaway, I guess one of the things I keep coming back to are, all we have control over is us and our thoughts. Sometimes we don't have control over our thoughts, but we can work on that.
Yeah, we can learn.
For me, be a good man, do the next right thing. And when I don't, take time in the evening to reminisce and make amends when I need to.
Yep.
And to keep my side of the street clean.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
If everybody cleans in front of their house, the whole street.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whole street gets clean. And
we see the world as we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good show, David.
Thank you. Jay. Well,
Thank you, Jay.
The two of you.
Can I come back?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess so.
You can.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It was provisional today, right?
Of course.
Folks, thanks for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Restore Healing, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Mira Direct Primary Care. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why? Why are you waiting? Make the call. For Jay Merrill and for Lauren Leon McMillan, I'm David McMillan. We will see you next time right here on Strategies for Living.